and welcome back to the show. And ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time since we've done one of these. It is our first match preview of the season with the new panel. Well, not so new. It's just me and Rita, and Clayton is joining us, and he'll be here for the rest of the season. So yeah, let's before we get into it, gentlemen, how are you both doing?
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been feeling a bit sick, but feeling a bit better today. I think it's Let's just hope it's not that virus we think it could be. But yeah, today I'm excited that for first game of the season.
Yeah, also feeling good. Just really excited of what's to come now.
No, yeah, definitely. And I was gonna say, because Malos is feeling a bit sick, it could not be that virus. It could just be our club literally making us sick, because that's how I've been feeling the past few days. I've been suffering from sickness and illness as well, but it's not due to anything else besides other than that club behind me literally killing my soul. But listen, I'm gonna try to keep positive today. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep positive today because the gentleman, Crystal Palace, it's our first game, and what I will say about Palace is obviously they played already. They played in the opening weekend. They won against Southampton 1-0. We all predicted basically that Southampton were going to win it or get a draw. So kind of a surprise for us three there. And Wilfried Zaha doing what Wilfried Zaha does and literally looked like he was the main factor in that Palace team. And gentlemen, what I want to ask, we'll start with Rita and then Clayton. What are your initial thoughts going into this Palace game?
Look, it's been tough for us fans because, as you say, transfers has been a big issue. But nevertheless, I think we have a good team. We have a good team. And I feel like we went into this transfer window with expectations low at the start. And I feel like we're going to get Grealish and then we're going to get Sancho. But I feel like with Chelsea signing so many players, all those expectations have risen. And we all realized that, wait a minute, this pandemic is not really that much of an issue. And it's just our club once again our owners once again sucking the life out of the club. But look, my expectation has stayed low from the beginning. So in that sense, I'm still quite positive. And I think we do have a good team. I mean, we've seen in the past, I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but we've seen in the past Sir Alex Ferguson going on and doing amazing things with teams that one consider less than. I feel like we've never had a team where in every single position we have players who are at the peak and we have two players in each position. So I feel like if we don't make any signings, I won't be too down about it. It's just going to be about what Ole's technical team can get out of this team. And yeah, I'm willing to be optimistic. But to move on to Crystal Palace and this game, look, Palace, they're a hot and cold team. I feel like at home sometimes they can be very defensive and play teams on the counter. But away from home against United, with all our players fit, I just don't see how they can get anything from this game.
Interesting. And Clayton, what are your initial thoughts going into this Palace game?
Going into the Palace game, it's just I feel Palace have a slight hand above us here, since they did have the first game already. At the end of the day, we only had pre-season with a lot of our kids, so I think fitness should be a bit of a concern for us going into the first game. Hoping everybody is match ready, though, of course. If they are, I expect us to completely dominate Palace. But if we come into any issues before the game, I think it's going to be a tough fight, especially considering they are a low block team in 90% of their games. They like to play on that counter attack. We saw that a lot in the Southampton game. And Wilfried Zaha is just a magical player at the end of the day, and he could do anything. So if we don't close him down enough, it could be very late for us. And it's going to be a tough game, definitely, to open up the season with.
Okay, you can carry on before I go.
I feel like this season we won't have such a big problem as we had last season with teams sitting on the using the low block. Because I feel like offensively we have a lot of toys. We have a lot of tools, and I feel like we're very powerful going forward. As much as people are saying we need Jadon Sancho, I feel like attacking-wise we're very good. So I can see us going on a very good run. And I can see us running over a team like Crystal Palace. I guess the worry is, can the defense not slip up and be consistent throughout the whole game?
What I'll say to answer my own question, my initial thoughts is, listen, things are very negative around the club, right? At the moment, things are very negative. Things are very unsettled. It seems like the fans and the club, personally, yeah, they just don't seem ready for the start of the season. You wouldn't say we're playing a game this week. Things just, it completely feels like there's unrest. The whole transfer saga and everything. Pogba having coronavirus, Bruno had given birth, his son given birth, and then basically he could have missed this game. Wan-Bissaka had to go for extra lockdown. There's just a lot of Greenwood, Maguire. They off the scene shenanigans, if you saw it. So it seems like there's a lot of rest and negativity. But what I will say is, I do agree with Maloto, what Maloto said earlier. At the end of the day, our first team, even without Jadon Sancho, should still beat this Palace team. There should be no excuses. They should beat it. We need Jadon Sancho to improve and go forward to fight for close the gap between Liverpool and City. And yes, last season we did drop points. We did drop points to Palace last season. Did we have Bruno? We didn't have Bruno. Now we've got Bruno. Yeah. So we have Bruno now. So I expect us to definitely get the points this time and not slip up. So we don't really need Jadon Sancho for this game. But what I will say about this is that us not having Jadon Sancho is sorry, I just got thrown off. Us not having Jadon Sancho right now is a risk, because at the end of the day, our football club is putting 3 points on the line, and we're risking Jadon Sancho. Even though we don't need him, we can't deny the fact that if he was here for the start of the season, we'll give a boost. Positivity will be around the fan base, and it increases our chances of getting 3 points. But like I said, without Jadon Sancho, 3 points should still be in the bag and all of that. And with Wilfried Zaha, he's a phenomenal player. Don't get me wrong, he is a phenomenal player, but he should not be the reason why this United team falls down. Well, the way I see United falling and losing points is the way we always lose points is individual mistakes. Something stupid at the back, or players just not having a good enough day. But I think, like we said, with our current first team, this game should be easy. Well, not I say easy, but should be 3 points for what we need. We should, and because we're going to be playing catch up until we play our game that we lost last week. So it's always like we one step behind everyone. And now with the transfer things, also it feels like we're another step up. So it just seems like in terms of that regard, we are not ready. But in terms of the actual squad and on paper, we definitely are ready. And what I will say is that if we somehow did have to lose to Palace, right? I'm just putting, this is just a scenario, right? If we had to lose or slip up to Palace, what would your two thoughts be after that game?
I know it's kind of hard to say it's a disaster because it's first game, but in a way it would be, because in no circumstance should we be losing Palace. No circumstance should we be. I mean, like, as much as we don't have Jadon Sancho and those players, towards the end of last season, we caught up to Chelsea and made top four, and we went on an unbelievable run, and we're keeping clean sheet after clean sheet. So that team should be able to beat Palace any day, in my opinion. This team is more than capable, and if we don't, I think question have to ask about Ole. But because it's first game, I think we give him the leeway and say it's first game, it's fine, let's see what he does. But it shouldn't be happening.
Clayton, I think you muted. I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now? All good?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So I definitely agree with Maloto and what he had to say there. I think that if we had to drop points against Palace, that it would definitely be down to tactics, or it would be down to preparation before the season as well. So the only reason I see us not winning this game and walking with 3 points at the very least is if our first team is not fully fit yet. If our first team isn't performing, Bruno can only play 45 minutes and we just overplay him and drive him to the ground, it just results in us just with a very negative attitude for what's to come as well. Because undoubtedly that's how we're going to feel. We're going to question the staff that's allowed them to play this game despite the lack of match fitness. And as long as everybody is fit, which we are hoping, and we haven't seen the press conference yet, of course. So just with our first team, definitely should be able to take this game, get 3 points, and move on.
No, I agree. Like, I was going to bring it up because I've noticed that this has been creeping up lately in the media and, just around the fan base in general, is that this Oli is not good enough tactically. People don't want to hear it, but, personally, this is the thing. This is where I am basically with this whole situation. Yes, we don't have Jadon Sancho. Yes, we don't have Upper Meccano. Yes, we didn't get the transfer window we wanted to close the gap. Our board's not serious. We know that's not serious. But if you still told me at the end of the day, that current if you had to end the transfer window right now with the squad you got, is that team good enough to get 4th place in the Premier League? I'd say yes. But is Ollie tactically good enough, and is Ollie going to coach that team so well that we are going to get that 4th place with this current squad? We don't know. And the other opinion in the fan base is that it's not good enough. This team actually is not good enough. We say it is, but it's not. We've seen how they bottled it. We've seen they hit their ceiling. 3rd was the best they could do it. They bottled semi-finals in FA Cup, Europa League. So there is a ceiling. So now you argue the point that even if with this current squad, how far can we go? 4th place, quarterfinals in Champions League, but that is their ceiling. Anything better than that is just that's really good with this current squad. So I understand both points, but yeah, I think at the moment as it stands, with regards to the Palace game, that should be points in the bag. But in terms of the whole season, if it had to end like this, there's a ceiling, and it leaves us fans in like what do we expect? Like what can we expect? We're supposed to improve. The board's let Ollie down. The team looks down. The fan base is down. It's not a good. United at the moment are not in a good place. What we definitely don't need is dropping points against Palace. Because I tell you what, we dropped points to Palace. Jadon Sancho wasn't in that team, and he's not going to be in that team. No matter what happens, we could sign the deal today. He's not going to be in that team. There was going to be a lot of unrest. The fan base will lose its mind. Everyone will lose its mind. There'll be lots of questions around the board, Ollie, and there already is. And it's not a good space to be. So all I'll say with regards to Palace game, just to end off my point, is that I just like to emphasize again that our current first team at the moment should still get the job done. I know we don't have Sancho, but should still get the job done. And in terms of, I just wanted to ask you both, in terms of Palace's tactics and team regards, how do you guys think that they're going to set up? I know Malota said you both said you're going to play low block and counter, but do you think there's going to be anything different? Do you think they might actually think that there's unrest? They might actually take the game to us? United will look a bit shaky because we're a bit rusty. We haven't played a game yet. They've got that little bit more match fitness and match. They're not as match rusty. That's what I'm trying to say. But what do you guys think? We'll start with Balota. Do you think there's gonna be any difference?
They won't. I mean, yes, United are maybe haven't played a match and their fitness is not amazing, but they'll still respect the fact that it's Manchester United and they can't mess around. And the fact that they use a low block against smaller teams, if you like, then they're definitely going to do it against United. And the tactics are simple. Sit back, have Zaha and Ayew with their pace, and just let them play on the counter. And they're going to do that a lot against us. And I feel like we've moved on from a place where we struggle against that. We've moved on, honestly. I feel like with Bruno coming in, and Pogba becoming fit, since then, we've been able to be very good in terms of breaking down teams. And I feel like, yes, we did lose a little bit towards the end, but I just think it was because of fitness and because of tired legs and all of that. And yeah, the point I'm just trying to get across that we should still have enough.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think Roy Hodgson doesn't exactly change his tactics. He's been Crystal Palace manager for a long time at this point. He's never shown anything kind of expansive in a way. He's never gone out of his way to bring a game to a team. Even if it was Norwich, it always feels like they would rather just hold back and break as soon as the opportunity for a counter comes. Ayew will come through, Zaha will come through, of course, and he always pulls through for Palace, even though there's a bit of unrest there. And now with Eze coming through as well, he also looks like he's going to be a smaller Zaha. They've got a lot of skill and pace on that break. So as much as the tactics won't really change, I do think we're still going to be in for a bit of a fight.
Yeah. It really works for them. I mean, they do tend to lose games and go on bad runs, but ultimately they always win enough games to make it through.
Yeah, I was just going to say to all the United fans watching this, even if you're not a United fan, but if you are going to watch this game, keep an eye on, well, obviously we know the name like Zaha. Obviously keep an eye on Zaha. But keep an eye on, Clayton mentioned the Eze, who is a championship player from last season, but he's playing for Palace now. He came off the bench last week against Southampton, and he looked very good. Like Clayton says, it looks like he's a mini Zaha. Like, it's just not the finished article yet. But he looks very good. The potential is very good. So he could cause some troubles. But like, and this soon brings me on to the next question, right? Even though Palace have Zaha, we always, I know Marcus was here. You'd say, "Come on, guys, you're telling me one man Zaha or Eze is going to be the reason why we lose." Like that's that's a joke thing to say, and that's why I'm going to bring it on to you because I want you guys to name me players in the Man United squad who you think is going to win this game for us. Like, it doesn't have to be the whole team, but like which players in your guys' opinion, like it's just a few, like maybe 3 or 5, or if you feel more, like which players do you think will be the reason we're going to win this game? Oh, I was gonna say, which Man United players do you think will be the reason we win this game or get a result against Palace? Mulota, could you ask? Okay, I think he's just having technical difficulties, but Clayton, we'll start with you.
Okay, sure. So I think the main players that we need to keep our eyes on of our own would obviously be, I think Greenwood would be one, because if he starts, I think he's going to be very dangerous. We know what he brings through with his fantastic finishing, his quick feet. He's going to be someone we need to watch. They need to watch as well. They need to keep covered. And I think he's going to give the newly promoted left back at Crystal Palace a lot of trouble. I think Mitchell's going to have a tough day trying to control Greeny down that right. I think he could really be a difference maker in this team. I think, of course, we have to look at Bruno. That he's our obvious playmaker. Everything runs through him at the end of the day. Even Pogba in that midfield. Midfield two, those two are just going to dominate the game more than likely.
Something wrong with my
They're going to be distributed everywhere.
I have really bad lag.
Okay, well, can you ask now? Look, just don't worry about it. Yeah, just don't worry about it. Try maybe leave a call or rejoin if you can hear us. But yeah, Clayton, just carry on.
Yeah. Sure. So our playmakers in the middle of the park are going to be the most vital thing for us at the end of the day. They're going to be distributing the ball everywhere. They're going to be taking those risky crosses to actually break through that low block that Palace hold. And then Martial's obviously going to offer us another dimension in the front.
Is it lagging? Yeah, you might be lagging. See, you might be lagging. Yeah. You could have only heard us. Yeah, so just carry on, Clay.
Well, Martial will probably be where I leave it. So just the dimension he adds to our attack is something else. He links up play beautifully. He has great finish. There are going to be our stars over this weekend. If any of them perform, we should see a lot of great plays. We should see a lot of chances created. And we should even see a few goals.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think in regards to Palace. I think we have Molotov. Molotov, can you ask?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. I'll re-question so you can hear it again. But I'll just finish up on the point. I was just think, for me personally, I think that the players we should look out is, I expect to have big games, is Bruno. I expect Bruno to have a big game, Martial to have a big game, Wan-Bissaka to have a big game. And I think, I have a funny feeling that, we'll go to the predicted 11 as well, but I have a funny feeling Van der Beek could do something. And I really, really want Rashford to have a big game against Palace. Yeah. Rashford, at the end of last season, was killing me. He was absolutely breaking my heart. And I just want the fit Rashford. That's all I want. Because I tell you now, if Rashford has a stinker on the weekend, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well,
that Rashi masterclass going forward.
No, yeah, of course. I mean, it's 20 goals, so you definitely want the Rashi. But Molotov, to ask you the question again, I basically asked, which Man United players do you think are key in winning this game against Palace on the weekend?
I think Bruno and Martial, to be honest. I think they are most consistent players, and I think they are talisman really in terms of going forward. Pogba, yes, but Pogba plays more of a deeper role. So Bruno and Martial are more of the two who finish off the move, and I think I can see them having a really good game. I'm even considering captaining Martial for this week on Fantasy Premier League. So that'll be interesting then. In terms of the other players, like I'm a bit skeptical about some players. Wan-Bissaka, I want to see, because he did have a stinker towards the end. Let's be honest. So I want to see.
I feel like that was
what is. Yeah. I want to see. Maybe it was just tired legs. What we're thinking, but I want to see how he's going to start the season and how he's going to go moving forward. And that'll be interesting to watch. Rashford as well. Like, he has to have a good start, because I feel like if he has a good start, then he will have, I don't want to say a good season, but like, you could say that, because he was really struggling towards the end. Really, really struggling. Senior was saying, I remember, that Sancho's coming to bench Rashford. It got that bad. So I'm just really hoping he can galvanize himself and get back to that Marcus Rashford we saw towards the end of 2019 or so. And yeah,
because it's a clean slate now. You know, I don't care what you did last season. Clean slate now. Everyone's back to ground zero. Put those numbers up again. All right. And I tell you, if Greenwood starts putting more numbers up than Rashford and Sancho comes in, I stand by it. Bench Rashford. Bench.
Yeah.
But you know that might be an agenda. You know, I know Marcus is going to he's strangling me through the video right now. I can feel his arms on my throat, strangling me. But you know,
it's tough. We'll see, because from face value you can see that, and this might be harsh, but in my opinion, from face value we can see that Greenwood is the better finisher. We can see he's more of an intelligent footballer. So it's just going to be down to, in his youth, can he be consistent enough? If he can, it's late for Rashford. It's late, honestly.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I forgot, actually, this is another key player. I think we've all forgotten, but he could be the key to Marcus Rashford's success again. And some would say he was the key to our end of the season, last season. But Luke Shaw, he's fit. He's back. A fit Luke Shaw makes a way better Rashford and a way better team, because I tell you what, I still believe Luke Shaw in that Europa League semi-final would have won that in the final. Yeah, you see, the dog even agrees with me. The dog agrees with me. Luke Shaw is the vital player. So
no arguments here.
Exactly. Just an underdog.
Yeah.
Just an underdog player that I feel our fan base kind of disrespects. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about getting a left back, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
And so I think we'll move on to more of Ollie's game plan and our predicted 11. So we'll start. I'll say my position, and then we'll go for Moloto and that, and we'll just give like an overall game plan towards the end. But we'll goalkeeper. Interesting, very interesting situation right now. Dean Henderson, Sergio Romero. Ash, this is a tough one. I think De Gea is definitely going to start. Like I said, I think he's going to be our first team goalkeeper until he messes up and Dean Henderson comes in and maybe does a madness. So for me, David De Gea starts the goal, especially the way he played international duty. So I think Ollie's going to keep David De Gea as his first team goalkeeper. Moloto, what do you think?
Well, I'll start by saying that Sergio Romero is never playing football again, which is a bit of a yikes. And David De Gea, he's got the experience and he's a talented goalkeeper. I mean, he's made a few mistakes here and there, but clean slate, as you said. And I think Ole is going to go into it with that perspective. But like, what happens? It's a funny one, because are we really going to bench such a talented keeper in Dean Henderson? I don't know.
But then you could say, are you really going to bench a superstar goalkeeper like David De Gea has been for us? Yeah. So
I had mentioned last time that who knows, maybe they can do that thing Barca did with Sturgeon and Bravo. Maybe that'll be good for them in terms of development, where one is playing in the Champions League and the other is playing in the league, because I just find it to be such a waste to have Dean Henderson on the bench.
No, I think I agree, and to emphasize what Marcus would probably say, you'd just say it's a mess, and this whole situation makes him want to pull his hair out. And I agree, but at the end of the day, we hope that this is going to be good for us and not bad for us. That's what we're all thinking. Clayton, I don't know if you're here, but who do you think is going to start in goal?
Yeah, I agree with you guys as well. I think De Gea starts for sure. I think he keeps his. It's going to be great for the rest of the season. It's only going to boost everything that happens throughout the team at the end of the day.
Okay. Right back, I don't think there's any complaints. Wan-Bissaka?
Yeah, no, definitely Wan-Bissaka. Who else is there? Dallo? I don't know.
Dallo looks like he's on the way out as well. So supposedly the thing with Dallo is that he supposedly doesn't respond to training drills and stuff very well.
Really?
Yeah, I seen a story like that. I think Ollie is he's not impressed with Dallo in training and things. So there could be something like that.
What's happening with Ethan Laird? Is he still in the first team or no?
No, I don't know if he's in the first team now in terms of now, but we're just gonna have to see. Actually, is he out on loan? He might. No, Ghana's out on loan. I think Chong's out on loan.
Really?
And I think. I don't know.
Because what happens when he gets injured? Is
Aaron.
Williams going to play that side? Yeah, is Williams?
Yeah,
Play
so
that side?
ideally that's what I want. I want Williams to be there. Oh, but even Foster Mensah, because Foster Mensah towards the end of the season had a very good run towards the end of the season. I actually liked Foster Mensah, so maybe we'll see more Foster Mensah. But yeah. Centre back pairing Maguire and Lindelof. Any debates about that?
No complaints, yeah.
Well, in terms of predicted level, like what Ollie would pick, obviously we would pick
Yes,
something else.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No, I think Ole will go with Maguire and Lindelof. Sadly, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Tonzebe is actually out. That's who's out. Tonzebe is the only player who's not fit for this week.
I like Tonzebe, but I don't know if he's. Oh, he's not fit. Okay. I don't know if he's good enough to start yet, but I like him. And yeah, with this pairing, we are going to see some mistakes. We are going to see some shit shows down the line, sadly. But it's the most experienced, and it worked. I mean, as much as at telling moments they tend to slip, throughout the season they were pretty solid. They were pretty solid, to be honest. So, and Smalling is looking to leave. Even if he doesn't, he hasn't been training, so that can't happen. Bailly, I would like to see that. As you guys all know that I really like Bailly. I would like to see him work with Bailly and Maguire, to be honest. Because I think it would be the best pairing we have. But anyway, I think it will be Lindelof and Maguire.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, just to go on the Bayern thing, I would prefer Mengi. I think Mengi could have a breakout season this season, hopefully. I cross my fingers because he seems like a unit. So yeah. Just,
I think
we'll
Ollie's like him as well as well.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what that. Left back, Luke Shaw, without a doubt. Or do you think there's a chance Williams might play?
Yeah, I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought Tatum was going to go first. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's true. I mean, we didn't sign Regulon, so let's not make it toxic. So it's definitely going to be Shaw, who is eventually going to get injured, and we're going to have a problem there. But anyway, let's not go there.
Yeah.
Definitely Shaw, and he will definitely improve us going forward. Contrary to popular belief.
Definitely. Clay, you think Luke Shaw, no debate?
Yeah, Luke Shaw, no debate. I don't think Williams is going to start. I think Shaw's back fit. I think everybody knows that he's our starting left back. I don't think there's going to be any concerns about that. As long as he's fit, he's starting in my books.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a problem with that, personally. I know lots of the fan base thinks otherwise, but for me, personally, it's not a problem. I like Luke Shaw a lot. If he stays fit, I think he keeps that first team spot no matter who's there.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Now into the interesting parts. The midfield. Very interesting. That's why I wanted to bring Ollie's game plan in as well. Now, gentlemen, before we give out our predicted midfield, do you think there's any way he's changing from the 4-2-3-1? Nope. Nothing.
No way.
You all think he's going to go 2 holding?
I think
the
2 holding is popular now. I mean, I've been watching Barcelona's preseason. They're playing that now. So a little inspiration from Ollie. So, yeah. So yeah, it's. I mean, it works because Pogba pushes up. So, and when he does play deeper, because of those long balls, he's very threatening. So it works. It works, and I want to see what we can do with it this season. I know we all want one holding midfielder, but it's just not going to happen. I don't know. I just don't know if Match has the legs to do it, and I don't know if Match is. I'm not even sure if Match is going to start. I just wonder: is Ola planning to play Van de Beek and Pogba next to each other?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And play Bruno in front of them. I think in terms of dynamism, it would be amazing. But defensively, that's a bit scary.
Now, personally, right, before we go any further, Clay, I know you want to give your say, but first, before we go any further, I really hope he doesn't do that, because if Van der Beek plays, I'm picturing Pogba to be the one CDM, and I will actually lose my mind if I see Pogba there. I'll lose my mind. So I'm hoping Matic starts Pogba and Bruno like normal.
Yeah.
Malota, before Clay goes, your predicted midfield?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Pogba and Matic. I really hope so. I really hope so.
Bruno.
Because, and Bruno, of course. It has to be Bruno. Because, like, Pogba can't defend.
He can't. No, he can't. Yeah,
it's this specific game. You can go back last season. It was like in the 88th minute or so where he lost the ball, they counted, and Zaha scored, they 1-1. So he can't play that position. And I really hope Ole is not thinking it. Because if he does, we're going to lose something going forward. Because in terms of interplay, it all starts with Pogba, really. So I really don't want to see that. And defensively, we've seen that what's the name again? Van de Beek is better going forward. And at the same time, it'll be a bit of a waste. I mean, why did we buy him? Now we still don't have anyone who's good enough on the bench. So I'd rather use the bench.
Yeah. Clay?
Yeah, I think this is probably Matic's last season. I doubt he's going to have any more juice in him after the season. I think we're going to wear him out. I think his age is going to catch up to him. It already has. He's a fantastic defensive player. He reads the game well. He's what we need to be paired up against two fantastic attacking players in Pogba and Bruno. I don't see a debate in our lineup at the moment, unless we go shopping for a DM sometime soon. But even then, they won't play. So I just see Matic, Bruno, Pogba. That's going to be a midfield three for this game.
Yeah.
We saw against Sevilla. I know it's not a good example because we lost, but we saw Fred play there.
Yeah.
And if they can develop Fred's defensive side, I think that'll be interesting to watch.
And personally, like I said, I didn't think Fred had a bad game then. I think Fred was proving a point. I still stand by we should have won that game. That should be a game we should have won that game.
Yeah.
I think in terms of mobility, Fred is always good, but then I feel like in terms of recovery, defensively he was non-existent really. The one that match you just sit there.
You can see it troubles Pogba a lot. It troubles Pogba a lot. Yeah, so that's the negative for that.
If they can develop that, I think we have a player in our hands there.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. I mean, the midfield one I think is the tough one to call, even though it seems easy and we all have predicted the same. But it could be interesting to see what he does in the midfield. Maybe he changes something.
Never know what Rabbit pulls.
You never know. You never know. But yeah, going into the front three now. Obviously, for me, it's Rashford, Martial, and Mason Greenwood, which was supposed to be Sancho. We're supposed to have Sancho there, but I'm gonna leave it. I'll leave it. I'm gonna leave it for now. I just want to be positive for once in my United fan base career, just for this week. So I'm gonna say, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, and I think Greenwood and Martial are gonna be doing the bits. So yeah.
Yeah, our new number 11. I'm excited to see.
Oh yeah, that's true. It is number 11. Completely forgot about that.
I'm excited to see what numbers he gets this season. I'm excited to see what numbers Martial gets. If he can stay fit, as Shinny predicted in our prediction show, he could be fighting there for top goal scorer. So that'll be interesting. And as we said, Rashford, if we can get those two at their best, and let's put Sancho into the equation. Ooh. I know this might sound bold, but we have the best front three in the league. That's what I say.
I agree. If we have our prime front three, we have the best one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about your Werners, your Ziyech, your Pula shit. I don't care. Less of that. Yeah. All you Chelsea fans, less.
In terms of attacking players in general, I want to see what we can get from Igalo this season. I don't know. I think they can be. We can get decent numbers there. Daniel James, is he going to be the pace merchant again? We'll see.
Hopefully not,
I think our front three picks itself.
Yeah. Which is funny because when you say things like that, that's what I'm saying. When you say things like that, like on their day, our front three could be the best in the league. On their day, our midfield is the best in the league. Even not on their day, I would still take our midfield over any Premier League midfield, to be honest.
I agree.
So yeah, it's just, but it's still not enough. We've seen them hit ceilings. We've seen what happens when they're burnt out because they have to play every single game. 3 games a week, they play everything. So yeah, we'll have to see what that, and it'll be very interesting to see what lineup comes up on the weekend. And then, gentlemen, our famous predictions. Predicted scores.
Did Clayton predict his front three?
No, not entirely, but I just agreed with you guys, so it is implied. Yeah,
I mean, unless you really think James is good
just to specify.
My bad. I thought you did.
No, I agree with you guys. It's fine.
But then, just bring me on to the predicted scores. We'll start with Mulot. I'll go last.
Now, you know what? We're going to run over these guys. We're going to make a statement. We're here. We're here. We've arrived. We're Manchester United. 3-0 Manchester United. No goal for Crystal Palace.
What a scoreline. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I think if our first 11's fit, I could see like a 2-0. I think a 2-0 is fair. I think we keep the clean sheet, most importantly, at the end of the game.
Yeah. I'm thinking, because of all the negativity around, because of the unrest in the camp, because the fan base is just sick of it and everything that's happening around. I think we will get the win. I just think it's going to be very cagey and ropey, so I'm going to predict 2-1. I think we can definitely outscore them and outpower them, and our quality will be the difference. But I don't see our defense keeping people like Zaha from scoring at least one goal, or there will be a mistake. I think there will be a mistake because United always have that. So I do think we're still going to get the win, and that first goal is vital. So yeah, I think 2-1 to United.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm just defending them, but like they did keep a lot of clean sheets last season, and I feel like it's different with when we're under Mourinho, because remember there's the whole transfer saga with Mourinho when he said Woodward wasn't giving them the transfers, and in the first game against Leicester, you could tell from how we're playing that the energy and the mentality was low. I don't see that happening with Ole. I think because Ole is Mr. Positive, Ole works with what he has. I feel like that mood, that emotion would have filtered through to the players. So I'm expecting a good show.
No, I understand that, but this is what I've been seeing. This is just my perspective. What I've been seeing from Oli lately is not that same Oli. It looks like he's broken down. Personally, it just looks like he's tired because it looks like the way he's speaking about transfers, it looks like he's fed up. You'd have to deal with the Maguire situation. You would have to deal with the Greenwood situation. You would have had to deal with the Wan-Bissaka situation, Bruno situation, Pogba COVID. It's just, I think Ollie's had a long transfer window and I don't think he got the holiday that he needed. So yeah, I think Ollie's a bit tired. So I don't think obviously Ollie's going to be Mr. Positive. We'll see his press conferences tomorrow. We'll see what he says then, and then that's what I just think. So before I wrap it up, is there anything else that you guys want to say with regards to this game?
That's going to be exciting. First game of the season.
Yeah.
I'm just interested. Like if we have a bad showing, I'm going to be very worried. Very, very worried because why? I mean, our squad is good enough.
Our players need to make us up for it. They need to, boost some positivity.
I feel like the fan base is complaining because our ambition is much higher than making top four. As much as none of us want to say it, our ambition is challenging for the title. So yeah, this squad is definitely good enough.
Do you have anything left to say?
I think that this is just going to be a really important game for our season. I think this is going to set the tone moving forward. I think we need to start strong. I don't think there's any room for a loss here. And if there is, it's going to be a long season again. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs. And it's going to take a lot out of us at the end of the day as Man United fans. Hopefully we start good though. Yeah.
Imagine 6 points would be horrible, considering we're the game in hand.
So just repeat that. You just like
okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. I said imagine being 6 points from the top after one game.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. We're always playing catch up from now until we play that extra game. Yeah. So yeah, we're always like 1 foot behind. We could win, but then Liverpool and everyone else wins, and they still got 10 more points than us. So we're always playing catch up. It's going to be a mentally long season, but us as fans, we have to be up for it. Let's just see. The transfer window is still open. Let's just see what happens until it closes. And I tell you what, if it closes and this team is what it is, we're right. We're right. We're freaking right. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm really trying to be excited. I really am. It's like, it doesn't feel personally like United are playing. My favorite team in the world. The thing I love the most is playing this weekend. But yeah, I really hope up for it. Please, boys, if you're listening, somehow get the 3 points. Let's just get the job over the line. Let's win. Let's bring it home. And let's move. We'll deal with the other problems when they come. But, from me, Maloto Clayton, that's all for now. Please do smash the like button. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Comment your predictions, your thoughts initially about the whole situation down below. We will interact, we will reply, and we'll check you in the next one.